Today, I want to talk about how to have a higher, better quality life. The first thing I want to talk about is your environment, who you hang out with. It is said that who you hang out with is a great indication on who you are as a person, and that's how people betray you by who you hang out with. Now, your friends, are they high quality? Are they bringing you up? Are they making you better? See, this is the things you got to ask yourself. Like, are they making you a better person, or are they bringing you down? Are they bringing you closer to God, or are they bringing you farther? Are they giving you bad habits, or are they making good habits? This is an indication on, this is the stuff you need to look at on how your friends are. Now, your friends, it's so important because your network is who you are, and that's something that's going to follow you. And when you're young, it's crucial because that's when you're developing yourself. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, how are you getting better? What steps are you taking to make you better every day? Are you just living? Are you just in the world? Or are you living? Are you getting better? For examples like this, there's many ways to get better. I'll give you some examples. Going to the gym, or because that's going to help you with your body, and that's going to make you more physically attractive. That's going to make you feel better. That's going to make you want to be able to do more things. Another thing is your knowledge. How are you developing your knowledge? What I like to do is read books. I like to read financial books so I can learn more about money, and that's the stuff I like to do because I'm trying to set myself up for the best for the best opportunities in the future. Like, the reason why you work, even if you're young, even if you're 12, 13, 14, when you're young, it this stuff is going to follow you. It's like a compound interest. Some people don't know what that means. Compound interest is like where, let's think of it like this. If you have 3 times 3 is 9, and then you got 9 times 9, then it goes 81. Now 81 and 81. And it's like that. You're squaring it, and it keeps going faster. See, it's first going like this, but then it goes like that. The more you do good habits, the more you start seeing the stuff that you're getting out of it. See, at first you're not going to see everything that it's teaching you, everything that's happening, and that's why it's important to stay consistent. That's the consistency. Consistency is what gets you your profit, what gets you your results. It's not about how hard you work in a short period of time. You need to be working hard consistently. See, if to break a rock and you try to punch it once, it's not going to just break. But when water is going against the earth, right? It erodes, it weathers away, and it picks it up and moves it. That's the same thing. Now, the third thing is, how are you living in the world? How are you enjoying the world? How are you experiencing it to the fullest? Examples like this is like doing meditation, or doing gratitude, writing down a list. So, like, I'll tell you how to do this. To express your gratitude, you want to make a list every day. And I would do just 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you just say, I am grateful for. I'll give you an example. I am grateful for this right here. This provides me, keeps me away from light exposure when the sun is out. So when I'm trying to sleep, I'm grateful for those awards in the back. Those awards have meaning behind it. When you're expressing what you're grateful for, you start living more in the present. And when you live in the present, you remember more things, and you have more memories that you can keep when you're older. And another thing is, when you're living, take advantage of it, because when this life that we're in, it could be over. It could be over, and in a blink of an eye. That's why it's important to like live it. But that doesn't mean live it badly, live it poorly. Remember that God is always watching. God is always like, do it for him and not for yourself. When you're trying to develop, when you're trying to get better, and you're doing all these things, do it for him. Now, another thing, even when you feel like giving up, when you feel like not wanting to do something, don't I learned this recently. Don't try to think of it for yourself, or doing it for yourself. Do it for God. Do it for God. Whatever you do, if that's doing homework, remember that God is watching, and you're a representation of God. If you're in school and you're bored out of your mind of these lectures, do it for God. Like, that's me. That's me personally. Do it for God. Like, and everything that you're doing is a representation for God. That's why it's so important to work and develop yourself. Speaking on that note, another way to develop your mind is, like it says in your mind, like it says inside the Bible, renew your mind. What does that mean? It means to change the way you think. See, and a lot of people, a lot of me, including me, everybody, until they make it to a certain point, and even then they still develop. But everybody has bad thoughts. But these bad thoughts, when you renew your mind, everybody at first has bad thoughts. When you renew your mind, and it's not just a one-time thing, it's a process. Renewing your mind is where it's a daily step. So when you think of doing something bad, say, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. When you have an idea to do something that you know you shouldn't be doing, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. When you keep saying to yourself that this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, your brain is saying like, okay, this is bad. Let me change the way I think. I used to do this when I was younger, maybe when I was like 12, and that really helped with my character. And I moved away from it, but now I'm getting back on track. And the way to develop these habits is consistency. Everything is consistency. The more you're consistent, the more stuff that you're consistent in, the more you start seeing growth. The more you're in consistency in that one thing, the more you start seeing things coming, because you're putting in that work. And it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. See, if you start up really high, like really high compared to average, but you only move up just a little bit, you didn't really grow. But if you start all the way down here and you see that much growth, although you might be tied with them, you came a long way. That's the power of consistency. Now I'm gonna give it like the gym. Like, I'm gonna give you an example like the gym. When you're in the gym, you don't see anything at first. You don't see any growth at first. Matter of fact, you might be fatigued at first. You hate it. I sure did. No, it's like that. But after time, the more I worked out, the more stuff I learned, the more I started to see improvement. See, I started off with curling 25 pounds. No, 20 pounds. Some days 25. And I grew to doing 40 pounds. That's a big change. See, I started off with doing 8 pull-ups. Muscle ups. No, pull-ups in a row. And now I can do 20. Now I can do a muscle up. See, at first, it's you're not gonna see anything. It's about consistency. But like the first day you do 10 pull-ups, the next week you come back 11 pull-ups, 12 pull-ups, the next week 13 pull-ups. You keep climbing, and you gotta celebrate those victories. But here's the thing, though. Don't tell people about your victories. Keep that in silent until it's already been done. That's why I'm saying, like, don't say nothing until it's checkmate. Because outside forces can interrupt your progress. You release that dopamine too quickly before you even do something. Like, I'm about to go and start a business. See, now that dopamine is already released, and now a week later you still haven't done it because you chose to speak on it. And plus, the devil loves it when you speak it to existence, and then he starts messing with you in your head, like, why did you not start this today, or why did you not start it tomorrow? That's why you got to keep it silent, keep it in your head. Yeah. That's why, like, always, and what's good about going to the gym is it helps with your brain. It helps with you focusing, helps with you staying calm. It helps you with discipline and delayed gratification. That's why, like, millionaires, billionaires, they go to the gym because it makes you a better person. That's all.